Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. Nice. I gotta apologize. And I know you know what I'm already gonna apologize for. No skit. I know, the audacity. I know. I get it. But I feel like not great. I do not feel well. And it's really funny because, you're going to love this, woke up this morning, hey, I kind of feel like I want to die. Had the day off. What did we do? We got a couple chores done, did some dishes, started drinking. That was a mistake. That was a mistake because now I feel like I want to die. But extra. Anyway, we're going to do this video. We're going to talk about this fantastic game. And then I am going to die. Great. All right, here we go. Yeah. Also, I know I got to update the ending with the shoutouts and stuff. I got to do that. I just don't have it in me right this moment. It's going to happen before the next video. I promise you that. Thank you to all the members. I really want to express that. You guys are studs, absolute stallions. Another word that is often used in hockey that portrays greatness that I can't think of right now. But you guys are that, and I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Let's talk about these fucking Sabres, shall we? I foolishly was concerned about this. Because although the disappointing start for the Sabres as 7-7-1, they just haven't looked great. And although we know what their issue is, defense and goaltending, that team just scares me, man. It just feels like there are 9 different guys, maybe 10, on that roster that when they're in the O-zone can put the puck in the back of the net. There's a lot of guys that like, oh, he has the puck. Oh, okay, he passed. Oh, okay, that's funny. He passed it. It just was concerning. It's concerning. Turns out, I, again, fool, didn't have to be that concerned. This team got snuffed out. And yeah, they had some chances here or there, but just felt like at every turn, whether it be goaltending or defense or even our forwards back checking, felt like we had them. But this Buffalo team, man, 19th offensively, which is right behind us, which is odd enough, right? Because we were supposed to be semi-weak offensively, not incompetent, but not a top 10 team, whereas they were supposed to be in that top 5, maybe top 10, and yet they're a spot behind us, oddly enough. And you can't even point to, well, their shooting percentage is terrible. They're having bad luck shooting percentage-wise in the first month. 10% certainly isn't like league average or anything, but it's right around there. And okay, 10% shooting percentage is semi-realistic. I think that there's some questions here of like, okay, why aren't you finishing better? But the finishing's realistic. Why isn't this team better? Why isn't it a better offense? It's definitely a concern, and it's something that I expect them to improve on, which is also, I mean, their power play, 28th overall. That's, again, something you just expect to improve. I really think this Buffalo team has way more in it that we've seen so far. On the other end, their defense, which currently ranks 19th as well, is where you would expect it. But again, the whole point was for them to be, 19th in defense, 4th in offense. And that was strength building on strength. Like, that was how it was supposed to be. You focus on the offense, and the defense is there, and you hope to improve it as you go along. That's all it is. That's all it is. And it hasn't been that way. And the goaltending hasn't been there as much as they want it to be. It just, there's a lot in the first month which was not expected for this Buffalo team. And for most of it, particularly the offense, I expect it to return back to what it should be. And their penalty kill is 10th, which is good for them. You know, good for them. 10th. You like that. You like that for them. On our end, our lines don't change. outside of Shattenkirk slotting back in for Forbort, which further proves my point that Mitchell staying in over Shattenkirk for the last game was not a promotion for Mitchell. It was a Shattenkirk needs some rest. And I thought that was pretty clear. Not much to say other than that. Team is what they are. We just went over this in the last video about where we stand as far as our percentages and whatnot. Not great offensively. Elite defensively. Power play is Penalty kill is nice. But let's talk about this game, shall we? Puck drops! And this one starts exactly how you want every Bruins game to start. 3:01 in. It's a brilliant play because it looks like the Sabres are about to spring a 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. It gets bumped out of the offensive zone. They're chasing. And McAvoy is right there to just get that shit. It's like a badminton swat. Get that out of here. Sends it right back into the zone. We're going to get to work. Patra below the goal line. He's going to win a battle to force this puck up back to Lohrei on the left point. Lohrei going to make a little dipsy-do move to get around the first attacker, something he loves to do and scares the shit out of the rest of us. He is going to make that move successfully. Bump this to Patra, who is coming up that left wall to collect. Patra is going to circle into the top of the slot. Sees McAvoy in the right circle. Feed that. McAvoy goes, you know what? I shoot more this year. And he does exactly that. Save made. Oh no. What are we going to do? If only there was some sort of net front presence that could bump this puck in. I know you thought JVR. Good on you, because he deserves that thought. But it's actually Danton Heinen who's battling in front of the net, battling in front of Levi, and he's going to bounce this puck into the net. We're just over 3 minutes in. It's 1-0, and this game is over. It's not over. It's not over, because like I said, the Sabres scare me because it seems like they can score in bunches. But how about a minute later? Sorry, a minute and 8 seconds later is when the puck actually crossed the goal line. And this is a brilliant play by Zacha this time. We are going to push the puck up to the neutral zone. It's McAvoy. He's going to take the O-zone and bump it over to Zacha on the left wall. Zacha's going to go down that left wall and slam on the brakes. Slam on the brakes. And he is going to find... What a great pass this was. He just whips it all the way to Pasta, who's in the opposite side circle, and he's going to bury this high center net. I think I said Zacha was on the left. He's on the right wall, right? What did I say? Right wall to left circle. Pretty sure that was it. Whatever I said before is wrong. Right wall, left circle. And Levi, this is a shot that if I was a goaltender would scare the shit out of me. Because I'm coming across expecting the high blocker. And instead, it's just right at my dome. And of course, there's a little room there because when you extend like that, I don't know if you know this, but you spread your legs, you shrink. Beats him right over the head. It's 2-0. We're not even 5 minutes in. Here's the thing. Is this game over? Absolutely not. We're not even 5 minutes in. It's a 2-goal lead. There's so much time to come back. But if you're playing the Boston Bruins, there is a certain feeling on the opposing bench. Now, of course, the coach isn't going to say this. The players aren't going to say this. No one's going to ever agree with this. Ever. But that team went into that game with the hope of scoring 3 goals. That was the hope. That would be the exceeding expectations for their team. Is that fair? Absolutely. We've been the best defensive team in the league for years, and we have Ullmark and Swayman. The goal was 3 goals. We've scored 2 in the first 5 minutes. Now you have to make sure we don't score again and still have to manage to score 3 goals. Psychically, the brain thing, thoughts, it gets to a player, right? You now are going to be shooting for the best possible spot. You're not just getting pucks on net, you're getting pucks to the corners. You're getting pucks that will beat Ullmark, which means you're missing the net because you're trying to be too fine with it. The advantage that gives you, I know we've talked about holding leads and things like that. This is a normal hockey team again this year. It's a normal hockey team. which means sometimes they're going to blow leads. It happens. But it does a number on other teams when we continue to be scored against so little and to jump out to an early lead. Pretty fucking tough to come back from that. Little side note here, 5:39 in, we had a little moment. A reverse hit on Marchand knocks him to the ice. It would be a non-mentionable moment usually, but McAvoy immediately was like, absolutely not, we're not standing for that, and rushes over. Now, Marchand didn't react to this at all. He gets knocked down, goes, yeah, all right, I get that, goes to get his stick. The team erupts. Like, McAvoy rushes over, and quickly people just come in, right? The whistles blow, everything. We're going to end up with some 4-on-4 hockey as McAvoy and Cousins go for roughing. But this wasn't a vicious hit, and I am on record saying I don't love the reaction to clean hits. I don't love the whole, that guy has to pay for that after a clean hockey hit. It feels silly to me at times. We're big boys. We can handle ourselves. Keep playing. That being said, when the whole team sees Marchand knocked down and immediately loses their mind, there's a certain point of just pride with that, right? Of like, yeah, boy, go fucking get him. Like, I don't know. In a playoff game, I'd be sitting there like, play the fucking game, win the game. But in the regular season, you're kind of like, yeah, let them know you're there. You got to go to where they are. You got to let them know. It seems silly, but I just really got a lot of pride out of that. Of just, yes, defend your captain, who in no way, shape, or form needs you to defend him, but do it anyway. It's like when people used to defend Chara every now and again, and you're like, I know it's not the same, but still, you're like, Chara doesn't really need your help, but sure, go for it. Marchand doesn't need your help. Absolutely jump in. Marchand's not going to fight, of course, but he can certainly hold his own in a scrum. I don't know. It really jazzed me up, one might say. 4:46 left. What a panic moment. Turned into elation, though. Middlestat surprisingly dekes through the blue line and gets behind our entire defense. And a goalie with the most confidence on the planet, as he should, reacts immediately. That puck, Middlestat has to deke forward, so the puck has to get away from him a little bit. And immediately, Omar rushes to it and pokes it away. Had he not done this, this was a 2-on-none, I think, the way this would have developed. But to make that decision that quickly, to know you could get there first, that's confidence. It was massive. He does that. Carlo accepts the puck and springs a 3-on-1 the other way. This is during the 4-on-4. And it's a great play. It's a great play. The problem is, it's a pass from Pasta to Carlo in the slot. Levi had already sold out, and Carlo goes to shoot it, and it turns into this knuckle puck that's going about half a mile per hour, just flittering through the air like a butterfly and ends up landing in the net. Like, he almost fucked it up by healing the shot, but it goes in. It's 3-0 towards the end of the period. You feel great about it. And in the first period, Carlo's first of the season, Heinen's first of the season, and of course your Pasternak goal. You feel pretty damn good. Great first period. Let's move to the second period, which can't nearly be as good 4 minutes in. And it's a great battle by Lauko on the left wall in the offensive zone to force a bad pass by Girgensons directly to Steen, who's in that left circle, on the inside of that left circle. And that, my friends, is a sniper-rooney and chase! Top glove, pinging in 4-0. This game is over. And it's, again, first of the season, by the way. Again, it's not this whole thing about, like, overconfidence or they can't come back. But if you're the Sabres looking down the ice and you look past McAvoy and Carlo and Lindholm and shit, even Lohrei right now, you look past those guys and you look past Marchand and DeBrusk, who's playing really great defensively right now, and you look past Coyle, and you look past all of these guys who are just shutting you down at every turn. The guy standing behind them is Linus Ullmark, who, like, that's your last line of defense after the other 18 lines of defense. Pretty confident is all I'm saying. You're pretty confident if you're the Bruins. And the Sabres just couldn't be at that point. And here's their chance. 6:01 in. You're down by 4. It's a penalty on the rookie Patra for tripping. You have to get something here. And we just collapse on them. No way. We kill it. 9:22 left. Middle stat for high sticking. We're going to the power play. You cannot allow something here. You can't do it. And guess what? About a minute and a half into it, couple of clears by Buffalo, but we come right back in. We get set up. It goes right circle to the high slot, to the left circle, back to Lindholm in the high slot, and he's just going to load up and hammer this one on net. Has some eyes, might have hit somebody, might have hit off Greenway, I think. But hey, that's in the net. And it is 5-0 power play goal, first of the season. So it's Heinen's first, Carlo's first, Steen's first, and Lindholm's first. You love to see it. And again, if you're Buffalo, you throw your arms up. You've been on that. If you've played games, if you've been an athlete in any way, shape, or form, you've been on the good side, you've been on the bad side. You've been on that side. And you just mentally, what do we do? Well, you play out the rest of the game, and you make them hurt. They couldn't even do that much, man. They really couldn't. And yeah, we kind of took our foot off the pedal, but at 5-0, could you really blame anyone? 4:53 left. Buffalo trying to respond, and they're pinning us in the zone. They're doing a good job of that. They move the puck to the high slot. Owen Power slams this on net, and it misses wide. But Olofsson is a lucky recipient of a great bounce. Ullmark had sold out for the first shot. There's not much you can do other than have a defender on Olofsson. No one's there. He gets to just fling this past the outstretched Ullmark. It's 5-1. 2:33 left. Hooking on on Johnson. Don't know why I said Jokiharju. Drawn by Beecher. Power play. No dice. That's fine. We're going to the third. And this will be kind of a quick overlay. 7:48 in. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for illegal checking to the head of Marchand. We're going to the power play. No dice. 4:58 left because we're skipping way forward because genuinely just not a lot going on in this one. Sabres into the zone, and it looks like we're set up well. I'm really shocked that this happened because they do have the puck, but they have the puck against the right wall. They're looking for something to do with it, and we look really good defensively. We have everyone where they need to be, but Middlestat from that right wall sees that Olofsson is backing up in the slot just enough to get some distance from the defender. He's going to feed that. Awkward angle. It looks like a weird shot, weird speed almost. But he blitzes this top glove, and Ullmark isn't able to make the save. It's 5-2. 1:26 left. Patra's going to go for... he's fighting for the puck at one point, and he gets a little anxious with the empty net. Trips his opposition. We're going to go to the penalty kill. We kill it. It's fine. And that's your final, 5-2. You get, again, that's you feel good about that. And honestly, that last goal probably doesn't happen if everyone's fully engaged, but that's speculation at best. Great dub, though. That's a great dub. And let's talk about some game notes. Let's talk about DeBrusk. Let's talk about DeBrusk, because I think you want to talk about DeBrusk. He isn't producing right now. And I get that. And he's not producing like we want. Let's be more specific. He's not producing like we want him to. But his defensive game has been really solid. He's shooting 3%, which won't last. And although he only had one shot tonight, and I get frustrated on the nights where he only has one shot, I expect 3 to 4 shots out of him. But I'm not worried about him yet. We talk about the contract year. Do we care about his contract year? Honestly? Are we upset that he's not overproducing in his contract year? We bummed about that? He's going to wake up. He's always been a streaky guy. He's been prone to have bad months. And you know what? I genuinely think there's going to be a 3-week portion coming up where he's lights out and everything's going in the net for him. I'm not worried about him. He's going to keep growing. Obviously, we're pretty much past that prospect kind of thing. But he's going to continue getting better throughout the season. I think he's going to be just fine. I genuinely do believe that. Patra! I had a message recently, and I'm not dunking on you for this. Had a message saying that I'm a little worried about Patra. I'm worried about his production. And again, this is something that I get. I get you. This is his first point in a little while, this game. Let's not be worried about Patra. Because again, playing good shifts and creating well. I think he's really creating some really solid chances that just aren't being finished right now. He's playing third line minutes as a 19-year-old center in the NHL. 40 points was always going to be the absolute ceiling. If he hits that, I'm elated. He is playing strong hockey right now. The points will be what they will be. I hate to say this because I know a lot of you are like, if he can't help this team win a championship right now, then he shouldn't be on it. There has to be, it's not a developmental league. I know the NHL isn't a development league, but there has to be moments where you let a guy get used to it. This is one of those moments. He is not surrounded by guys who are finishing his chances, as we just talked about with DeBrusk. He's fine. He's playing strong hockey, good defensively, creating offensive chances. Those chances aren't being finished. I'd love to see him shoot a little bit more and create some more in the middle of the ice rather than off the wall, but those things will come. He is still our best option at 3C right now, and I think he's doing a heck of a job of it. And for Lori, the other side of like the young guys we're worried about, not worried about, but this was a great showing for him. I still think he needs more time at the AHL level, genuinely, and mostly because of his defensive game. But he continues to show moments of just going around guys where you're like, holy crap, dude, brilliant. He is going to be a great top four defenseman for a long time for us. Let's not get worried about where he spends this year. Once everyone's healthy, of course. Right now, he's already showing that it takes one injury to get him in the lineup. Not bad. Not bad at all. Final game note. This team is one regulation loss. Please keep that in mind. We are, at some point, going to lose 3 in a row. At some point, we're going to lose 4 or 5. We're going to have another third period collapse. We're going to have a sub 900 save percentage game. We're going to, I don't know, we're going to go down by 4+ goals in some game eventually. Like, it's going to happen. This isn't last year. It's not last year. Last year was a 100-year anomaly. Literally, last year was a 100-year anomaly. It's not going to go that way this year. So when we have those losses, like the overtime loss to Montreal last weekend, not that big of a deal. We're 11-1-2, 12-1-2. We're 12-1-2. I feel great. I feel great about where this team is right now. It's hockey. There are weird results. And because it's been a year and a half since we've had, outside of the first round, since we've had like consistent weird results, I think some of us have kind of forgotten what that's like. It doesn't say that much about the team with every snapshot game. This team is performing above expectations and phenomenally. It's great. So I'm pretty psyched with where we're at right now. We've banked a serious amount of points on the road to a playoff berth. Point out the flaws. It's great conversation pieces, but just recognize the team has to have flaws. They all do. Every team has flaws right now. That's the point. Feel great about that fact that your team's flaws are we just don't have extra. Because right now we're doing more than enough to win. Go Bees! Go Bees! And a huge thank you to those of you who have joined the membership program. Our top line tier members, Darren Woodbury, Micro Sausage, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Brett Arney, Pincent, Justin Barnard, Nick Zatrullo. And a massive thank you to the all-star tier members, Thupton D. Tashi, Jonathan Harvey, the Spoked Brown Tiger, D.A. Kingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Doots42, and Jeremy. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support, and go Bees.